Good afternoon, my bubble friends! And welcome back to Lolo's Q&A Part 4! I know it's been such a long time, but I promised the Q&A would come back this year, and so it has! Thank you so much for your patience and for keeping on leaving questions even through this hiatus. It really warms my heart to know that you kept on believing in me, and I'm very excited to be back. So let's answer some questions. I got a lot of letters from you all in the mail, and I can't wait to get started. But I also got this one, and it just says, "This series is now strictly canon." Not sure what that means, so I'm just gonna keep going. Starting off great with a wonderful question from Matt Tropical himself. Hey Lolo, what was the history behind Dolphinia's creation, and how did it get its name? And are there any kinds of folktales or stories that are prevalent in your hometown? Nice correction. Thank you for your letter, Matt. Very good questions as always. But the answer is right there in the name. My hometown is called Dolphinia because there were dolphins everywhere. They were all so sweet and playful and got along nicely without the merfolk settling in. Years later, about every household in my hometown had at least one dolphin buddy, and we were no different. Daddy adopted a very pretty dolphin, whom we named Belia. It means little beauty, and she's so smart and cuddly. As for folklore, I guess there's Carenza. It didn't happen in my hometown, but we celebrated the holiday very religiously anyway. It's one of my favorites. I even brought it up to my friends over here in the sanctuary. But I think it deserves a proper lore, so I'll tell you about it some other time. Lemming says, okay, this one might be a little strange, but I have to ask. In your last Q&A video, you said that you can only breathe through your gills, and that your nose had no functionality. Does that also mean you can't smell anything? Well, no, I can smell. I just do it through the gills. But since I can't breathe air, I can't smell things that are not underwater. Alan Resharam says, when is the first time you started doing art, and what is your first artwork you ever made? Sheesh, I don't even know. I've been drawing as long as I can remember. I'll have to ask Daddy if he has any of my drawings from when I was a kid. But if I had to guess, it was probably a dolphin. I really wanted one, and we didn't have Belia back then. Batavia Bowser! How did you and Orlov meet, and what were your first thoughts on him? This is such a good one! When I first arrived in this forest, I was very lost. So I found this big lake and got in to take a breather. That's when I saw a very pretty looking orange fish and decided to ask them if they knew where this place was. Imagine my surprise when the fish replied in a full sentence. I'd never met a frizzling before, so it was kind of magical. I pestered him so much afterwards that we became friends.
She's exaggerating.
Get out of here! These questions are for me. Okay, I don't know how I'm going to pronounce that. So, I'm just going to pronounce it as Zero. Hope you don't mind. Zero says, do you like milk? Also, just want to quickly remind you to stay hydrated IRL. You and people are really weird sometimes. Drinking milk makes no sense to me. Like, why would you keep an animal and then drink the nutrients that are supposed to be fed to their babies? I can't imagine drinking dolphin milk, or anything like it back home. I guess there's your answer. And don't worry, I am staying very hydrated. Alright, Isekai-sama, that's how I'm going to pronounce that, says, are you left-handed or right-handed? I am a righty. Hey, Batavia Bowser again says, if it's raining outside your lake, can you breathe with the rain drips? I can, but it's not very efficient or comfortable. I'd have to collect a good amount of raindrops and wrap them around my neck to take a proper breath. Zero once again says, Let's say you're eating a spicy food, which I don't often do. I cannot handle spice. What would you drink to make the capsaicin, thing that makes spicy stuff spicy, go away? Did you already know what my answer would be? Anyways, you can easily make a quick antidote to get rid of spicy sensations with potion ingredients. Lotus honey is a really good detox/antidote. And so are tomatoes, actually. Tomatoes have natural magical properties that can be brought out even more after a couple hours in a moon water bath. Then again, moon water is just overpowered in general. And you could just chug a glass. That would help too. See? You don't have to drink milk. Magic Cause says, "Hello, Lolo." Hi. How are non-song-based spells cast? Via incantation, artifacts, or is it a mix of several kinds? Excellent question. And you're right! There are lots of kinds of magic. I'm just more knowledgeable with water, music, and potions. Although, again, I am far from an expert on that last one. Orlov knows a lot about light magic. He's the one who taught me how to more efficiently collect moon water. Turns out, you don't actually have to do it only during the night of the full moon. Artifacts are also very powerful, but very rare. The gods can leave pieces of them throughout the world, and those pieces can have very strong and unique magical properties. Those are called artifacts. I've heard that somewhere in Skyroost, the kingdom where Sefi lives, lies the Revelation ink. It looks like an ordinary bottle of black ink, but it was created by the goddess of writing and guidance, Runa. It says that whoever throws the ink onto the floor will be able to see what they looked like in the past life in the inky reflection. Can you imagine? I wonder who I was in a past life. Batavia Bowser once more. Hey Lolo. Hello. How long can you stay above water? And whenever your limit has been reached, do you have something that you can make to stay above water longer? I can stay out of the water for around 2 hours, I think, before I get really uncomfortable and breathless. And if I do need to stay longer, I can do what I like to call a water scarf. Using water magic, I can wrap it around my neck like a scarf and breathe it in. Whenever I'm out of the water, it's like I'm holding my breath. So to stay out longer, I just have to take a breath of water. Although, scales get really itchy if they dry too much, so it's not just the breathing that's the problem. Oh, this just goes to show how long it took to continue this series. I don't know who this used to be. I'll still answer the question, though. Do you play, or used to, any instruments? I don't. But Grandma Viola used to play the harp. She was very good at it. I remember trying to learn it from her as a kid, but I just never got the ropes. Isekai-sama says, is water wet? No, water makes things wet, just like fire makes things burn. Batavia Bowser once again! A question that just came in my mind, what is your favorite animal in the sea, and why? Mine is the orca/killer whale, in case you were wondering what mine is. Yes, orcas are very pretty. Do penguins count? I love penguins so much! My favorite are the Gentoos. Did you know that they are the fastest swimming bird in the world? It's so cool. Ash Panda, formerly introvert, says, Hiya! I finally have a few questions, so here it is. 1. Are you a part of the LGBTQ+ community or support it? 2. Is anyone you know a part of the LGBTQ+ community? Yeah! Every one of my friends is LGBT in some way. I'm panromantic asexual, which means gender plays no role in what makes someone attractive to me, but I don't experience sexual attraction towards anyone. Sefi is pansexual, and I think Orlov is straight, but he's also a trans guy. I don't know exactly what label Ari goes by, but I swear she thinks everyone's hot. And Batavia Bowser returns. How does Orlov breathe above water? Ooh, this is a good question. Let's ask him. Hey, Orlov, someone has asked a question for you.
Ooh, hit me.
Batavia asks, how does Orlov breathe above water?
Cool, so it's actually a question for you, but you want me to answer it.
Yes.
Alright. So the real question you should be asking is, why can't Lolo breathe above water? She's actually the exception. Water elementals like merfolk or water prislings like me can breathe above water just fine. Although it can get uncomfortable for merfolk after a while, I've heard. It just seems like that discomfort is multiplied by 1,000 when it comes to Lolo specifically.
Thank you. That was perfect.
I got you.
Ooh, this is a big one. Batavia Bowser says, okay, after watching Vanilla Sugar video, that melted the frozen heart of mine. Thank you so much for that. Thank you, Batavia. So, 2 questions. 1, how do you make potions underwater when most potions are formed liquid? 2, what is the recipe of that drink that I can't type correct? Because I can use some drinks that can help me sleep. Even though I don't drink tea, I mostly drink water 24/7, which is good. But I'm always up for new things. First of all, thank you for all of the questions you've left. And holy water! Again, land people think underwater things are so complicated, guys. It works the same. Potions very rarely have the same density as water, and you can easily bring them into a container after they're done. You see those? In the corner? Where I'm from, we call those cookers. Although some regions call them boilers. It's like what you know as a pan, but circular and made of glass. And you can bring things in there and make them boil. The bigger one is my food cooker, and the smaller one is for potions. Very important to keep those separate. As for the recipe, I've got that written down somewhere. I just eyeball it nowadays, since I make lucid tea so often. But here it is. 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla sugar, a small slice of ginger, 1 passion fruit flower, 1 cup of moon water, and 1 full teaspoon of lotus honey. Boil that in low heat until it starts to bubble. Wait a little bit to drink so you don't burn yourself, but don't wait for it to stop bubbling because it never does. Hope that helps. And Magicause says, hello Lolo. Hi. Have any of your potions accidentally caused property damage? No, of course not. Never. I'm a very responsible, knowledgeable alchemist. Batavia says, so after my jaw didn't hurt anymore from the laughing, I was wondering, how did you and Laurie the two can meet? And how long did it took to say you were each other's best friends? Batavia always coming in with the great questions. This one is no different. One beautiful day, I'm just doing my duties around the sanctuary when suddenly I hear something screaming crashing down onto a tree. And I look up to see an air prisling stuck up there, covered in leaves and looking super stunned. I helped them down, checked for any wounds, but aside from a few aches, they were all right. She introduced herself as Laurentia. She was a male bird. Apparently, some thugs wanted to steal a package from her and chased her into the woods, and she was worried about being followed. That's when I explained to her where she was and how the barrier works. This sacred forest, the sanctuary, has a powerful magical barrier that keeps away anyone who has tainted hearts or bad intentions. Laurie would be safe in here. So she decided to sit back and relax for a bit so the thieves would give up. And in the meantime, we became very quick friends. She actually found a way to secretly register an address near the sanctuary so deliveries could be made here personally. And thanks to Laurie, I can write to Daddy every month. I'm very grateful for her help and, of course, her friendship. And one last question from Batavia, a very important one at that. Question for Kelly the Axolotl. How does it feel to live with the prettiest mermaid and handsomest fish? Go on, princess. I couldn't have said it better myself. And with that, the Q&A number 4 ends here. Thank you so much for leaving your questions, for always supporting me, and of course, for being part of my sanctuary. I will see you again very, very soon with more interesting questions to answer. Love you so much, and bye-bye!